Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Mohar with Team Chiropractic, and today we're going to be discussing balance and stability. More specifically, what that means, how we might lose it over time, and also how to get it back. So I want to start by talking about balance as it relates to your gait. A gait cycle is essentially how you walk. A full 2 steps is one whole cycle, and it has a couple different phases throughout. When both feet are first planted before you take that step, this is called a double stance. As soon as one leg lifts off the ground to swing forward, this is called a swing stance. You then land on the ground, 2 feet again another double stance, and initiate that final swing phase. Now it's important to note that only 20% of your gait is in double stance, meaning only 20% of the time are both feet planted on the ground, which means the other 80% of the time you are standing on one leg while the other one is moving through space. So balance is extremely important to have, because if we don't, as soon as you get into that single swing phase, you're going to have issues of potentially falling, tripping, injuring yourself. So what we know is that balance is the single most important factor in our underlying movements within a closed kinetic chain. Your kinetic chain is essentially how your different joints and muscles connect together to help you move through space, whether that's taking a step, grabbing something, picking something up. Everything has to work in unison. We all have a center of mass that has to stay within a center of sway in order to make sure our balance is maintained. So to put that in kind of a picture form, imagine my finger is center of mass, circle, center of sway. As long as we move uniformly and minimally within that, as we're going through space, there are no problems. As soon as we start to deviate out of that center of sway, that's when balance problems start to begin. We will always compensate utilizing 3 different mechanisms. When it comes to walking in particular, it first starts with your ankle. As you get out of that center of sway, you start to lose your balance. Your ankle will roll to try to protect you and move your center of gravity. This is a big reason why we see a lot of rolled ankles sometimes. We start to lose our balance, our ankle compensates, it can't, fails, you hurt a ligament. The next place you'll try to compensate from is from your hips, popping your hips out to one side or the other to try to shift that center of gravity as well. Finally culminating in a basically stutter step, or a step technique or strategy, where you're about to fall, you're going to put that other leg down to try to stop yourself. And these compensations, while helpful to hopefully keep you from falling, do have a trade-off. Over time, they cause a lot of wear and tear into your joints that your body will try to protect from it being unstable by a process called effusion, or you may know it as arthritis. It's essentially the laying down of more bone in that area to stabilize it because of repetitive microaggressions and microtraumas, like constantly having to catch your balance and compensate for it. So this is a big reason why we tend to see a lot of hip and knee replacements as we get older, because of years and years of having to try to compensate as our balance dwindles. So it's really, really important that we are working on our balance to make sure we're not having these compensations, preventing those long-term injuries in the future. So every time we take a movement, there is a pattern that has to occur within our body. So it all starts with an environmental interaction. The first time you go to do something different, like say step off from concrete into grass, your body has to sense what's going on around you. We do it through vision, through our inner ear or vestibular system, and our somatosensations, the sensors in our muscles and joints that help tell us what's going on around us. All that information is put together, send up the chain to the brain, where it processes and tries to determine, okay, where is this body part? Your brain then processes what type of movement should we do, and then sends that information back down to the muscle fibers so they can contract in a way in which to make that movement successful. And this cycle goes on and on every minute of every day with every movement we do. My hand's moving right now. My body is doing this process. My lips moving. Every step you take. It is constant and instantaneous. That's good for you. It means you don't have to pay attention to it. However, if we have an interruption in any part of that chain, whether it's going up or down, your balance problems start to occur, movement disorders, problems. The biggest reason for this is actually subluxation. If you are subluxated, that is going to put pressure on your nerves, affecting that neural communication, not only affecting your health, but affecting the way your body processes or sends out this information. Again, vitally important to stay subluxation free, get your x-rays corrected, get your family checked to make sure that that signal is not happening. Now, a quick note on the sensory motor system, very briefly, just thought this was cool. The visual system should only be about 10% of what you perceive when it comes to proprioception, or your body's awareness. Your vestibular system, or again the inner ear, should be about 20%. Then a whopping 70% all comes from the sensors in your joints and your muscles, which means that you should be able to be blindfolded and earplugged and still be able to constantly balance yourself in space. Don't recommend walking because you might bump into something, but still pretty cool that the rest of your body takes up so much of a responsibility for that. How can you tell if you have bad balance? Well, the gold standard test is the single leg stance. Quite simply, you stand on one leg and see how long you can last. For healthy individuals between 20 and 59, you should be able to stand on one leg for 30 seconds. As we get older, our ability to balance naturally does decrease a little bit, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But between 60 and 69, it goes down to 23 seconds, and 70 to 79 goes down to 15 seconds. So if you are in that age range and are unable to stand on your leg for that amount of time, you have a balance problem. And so what do we do about that? Well, in this video, we have 6 exercises we're going to give you that you can use to start training that balance, working that neural connection, and getting it back. The first one we recommend starting with is a modified single leg stance. Essentially, it's the same thing as a single leg, but you have a chair or a tabletop in front of you to hold on to just for a little added support while you're working through balance, kind of minimize the chance that you hurt yourself. Once you feel confident in the modified single leg stance, then we go back to the good old regular single leg stance, trying to shoot for that good 30 seconds, 23 or 15 based on your age. From there, you can make it more challenging by doing an advanced single leg stance. This involves standing one leg on either a wobble cushion or a Bosu ball, some sort of unstable surface that forces your ankles and hips to work harder. Again, once you get to 30 seconds, you know you're good. Just keep up with that routine over time and make sure you keep that good balance, because if you don't use it, it will go down. Another very simple exercise you can do is a sit to stand exercise. Quite simply, without using your hands, keeping them out in front of you, try to sit down into a chair, touch, come back up without wobbling, swaying, or anything like that. The next exercise is called a star drill. It's an offshoot of the single leg stance. And essentially what you do is you pick a plant leg, whether it's left or right, doesn't matter, you'll try to do both anyway. If your right leg is down, you're gonna have your left leg up and trying to tap in 8 different directions like a star. Or to make it easy, think north, south, east, west, northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast. There's no order you have to follow, you're just trying to go along that dial, tapping the toe down as far away from as you can. And by doing that, you are shifting your center of gravity further away from that plant leg, forcing your body to compensate and work on that stability. And the final exercise is a side plank. There is 3 ways you can do this. I recommend starting on your side, elbow down, feet staggered so both feet are on the floor. Then progressing to both feet being stacked on top of each other, which is basically moving your center of mass more in line. And then finally, raising one leg up as high as you can and your arm as high as you can, like the gentleman on the screen, really stressing your core and balance ability. Now, I mentioned a little bit ago that we do naturally lose our balance as we get older. That comes for a variety of reasons. One, our bone density actually starts decreasing as we age by around 5 to 10% per decade after the age of 40, which can increase risk of compression fractures in the spine, but also puts more strain on our muscles to take care of us. Unfortunately, our muscle mass generally decreases as we get older. We lose muscle fibers. Very big reason why we should be exercising and try to mitigate that as best as you can. Our tendons and ligaments also get less flexible, which once again puts more stress on those muscles. So you see, exercise is very important in this, not just balance exercises, but strength training as well. You don't need to be a power lifter, but doing some sort of resistant training in addition to your cardio is very, very highly recommended. Now, your nervous system also suffers as we get older. We do in fact lose nerve fibers and neurons as we get older, which means that our ability to have that connection up to the brain and back down naturally does decline, which makes it all the more important that we are controlling what we can control and maximizing your nervous system that you have. Your nervous system is the most powerful function in your body. It controls everything: your heart, your lungs, your coordination, immune system, everything. You can go months without food, days without water, minutes without air, but once that nerve supply is cut off, that's it. So we have to take care of it if we want to not only have good balance and prevent injuries, but to be healthier. The warning signs of subluxation are many and varied. The list here shows headaches, dizziness, menstrual problems, asthma, low back pain. We've talked about balance problems. Quite frankly, if you have a symptom, you may have a subluxation. That's not to say that subluxation causes everything, but it can cause anything. So don't wait, don't just brush under the rug. If you're having a problem, get it checked out. The sooner the better is always the case. And you should never judge your health by how you feel. Remember, you could have up to 90% of a nerve compressed before you even feel it. And then, of course, we adapt. Adaptation is a double-edged sword. Helps us get through the day, but it always comes at a cost later. You don't ever get something for nothing. So rather than judging your health by how you feel or just saying, it's not a big deal, judge your health by your function. A functioning body is a healthy body. Judge your health by your x-rays. Do they look good? Do we know there's no pressure on those nerves affecting your nervous system? And of course, judge your health by what you're doing to promote it. Are you doing your balance exercises? Are you following the 6 essentials? Remember, that's taking care of your mind with prayer and meditation every day, your spine with adjustments and corrective exercises, your diet by eating close to the vine, your body by doing regular exercise, getting stronger, working your cardiovascular system, getting good sleep so you can recover from the day, and of course, detoxing twice a year to get rid of the junk you couldn't avoid. Follow those steps, make sure your x-rays are good, work on your balance, and you can be your healthiest you. We all have one. We just need to strive to do it if we want to age gracefully and live our best, healthiest lives. So, that's all. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you learned something valuable that you can implement with yourselves and your families. As always, we want to see your families and friends. Your loved ones are important to you. They're important to us. $47 coupon will get them a new patient exam, x-rays and first adjustment. Or, even better, have them watch one of our workshops. Learn something new about themselves that they didn't know. Bring in that sheet to the new patient appointment, and it's complimentary. Really is a win-win. They learn something good. They get checked out. Make sure they're healthy. So God bless everyone. I hope to see you in the office soon.